Welcome everybody to my channel, Super Sam 7, and today is Fight Episode 1. What is this series? Well, I'm going to be going through the Injustice games, and we're going to be talking about the character I'm playing as in any kind of mode. And today we're doing the first one alphabetically, because I probably will go in alphabetical order. Maybe not every game, because the next episode is not going to be Aquaman and Injustice 2, but we are doing, of course, Aquaman, the King of the Seas, ruler of Atlantis. Now, this character in DC has always been seen as sort of a joke for a very long time, and I don't think it changed a lot until Jeff Johns' 2011 New 52 Aquaman run. And, of course, this game did a really great job with the Aquaman. His character reveal trailer for the game that came out was one of the best ones, I think. Now, in this game, Aquaman is one of the 4 heroes from normal DC Earth. Let's just call that Earth 1. Into this Injustice world, and him, Green Arrow, Cyborg, and Green Lantern work with Batman to stop evil Superman, so to say. Yes, another evil Superman. So, what is this guy's main thing? Well, he has a giant trident that he uses to hit people with. He can control water, and in the Injustice universe, and of course the regime Aquaman, which you can view as evil Aquaman for the Injustice world, he is also able to fly. And he has his, it's very recognizable, Aquaman's normal costume in this, orange and green. And as you can see on screen, that's his little victory look right there. Okay, now, let's talk about Aquaman's history really fast. Really fast, most likely, the whole video. Now, I'm not going to talk about his entire history because he is also in Injustice 2. And because of that, I'm going to talk about the rest of his history when I play as him in Injustice 2. You get it. Oh wow, it's kind of loud. So hopefully you can hear me more than the game. Sorry if you can't. I'll probably redo it if you can't. Anyway, Aquaman's first appearance was in November 1941 in the comic More Fun Comics number 73. He was created by Mort Weisinger, the writer, and Paul Norris, the artist. His alter ego is named Arthur Curry. He's obviously from Atlantis, member of the Justice League International, Justice League Europe, Justice League Task Force. He's married to Mara, and he has a son who is called Aqualad. He is also called Orin, King of the Seven Seas, Dweller in the Depths, Aquatic Ace, Marine Marvel, Terra Firma, and I think some of these names are labeled as moves in this game. Oh, I love that move when he just throws his trident like a spear. Rider of King Tide, AC, I remember that being used in Smallville, and Protector of the Deep. Now, Aquaman later in 1961 started in a 4-issue run in the anthology series Showcase in issues 30 through 33. These Showcase issues are notable as Aquaman's first cover appearances were on those covers. His first origin tale ever was actually told as a flashback, and it was told by Aquaman himself. Aquaman's dad was a famous undersea explorer. His mom died when he was a baby. And before I go on, look at this awesome super move. Aquaman, I think, might have some of the best, he does for sure have the best super moves in the game. Boom, Aquaman wins, totally destroying Shazam. And where does he just scoop up that water? He was on cement. Anyway, his father one day thought he found the lost kingdom of Atlantis. He made himself a watertight home in one of the palaces and lived there, studying the records and devices of the race's marvelous wisdom. From the books and records, he learned ways of living underwater, under the ocean, drawing oxygen from the water and using all the power of the sea to make Aquaman super strong and swift. In Aquaman's early Golden Age appearances, Aquaman could breathe underwater and control fish and other underwater life for up to an hour. Initially, he was depicted as speaking to sea creatures in their own language, rather than telepathically controlling them. Aquaman's adventures took place all across the world, and his base was a wrecked fishing boat that was kept underwater, in which he also lived. In Adventure Comics issue 229, coming out October 1956, just a fun fact, his octopus sidekick, called Topo, was first introduced. Now, the Silver Age Aquaman made his first appearance in Adventure Comics issue 260, May 1959. In it, and other Silver Age comics, it was revealed that Aquaman was Arthur Curry, the son of a lighthouse keeper, Tom Curry, and Atla, a water-breathing outcast from the lost underwater city of Atlantis. Due to his heritage, Aquaman discovered as a youth that he possessed various superhuman abilities, including the powers of surviving underwater, communication with sea life, and tremendous swimming powers. Eventually, Arthur decided to use his talents to become the defender of Earth's oceans. It was later revealed that after Atlanta's death, or his mom's death, Tom Curry married an ordinary human woman and had a son named Orm Curry, Aquaman's half-brother. Orm grew up as a troubled youth in the shadow of his brother, who constantly bailed him out of trouble with the law. He grew to hate Aquaman not only for his powers that he could never possess, but also because he believed that their father would always favor Aquaman. Orm disappeared after becoming an amnesic and would resurface years later as Aquaman's nemesis, the Ocean Master. Look at these special moves he can do on screen. This is one of the coolest ones. There you go, how do you like that? Anyway, in the Silver Age, he developed a weakness still. Aquaman had come into contact with water, at least once per hour, or he would die. In Aquaman issue 18, coming out December 1964, Aquaman married Mera in the very first superhero wedding depicted in a comic book. Yes, this was before Mr. Fantastic married the Invisible Girl. On screen you can see a brand new fight with Aquaman and Nightwing in this. Okay. Aquaman was a founding member of the Justice League, appearing in their first ever issue, which was in Brave and the Bold issue 55. The 1960 series for Aquaman introduced other such arch-enemies like, well, Ocean Master, Aquaman's half-brother Orm, Black Manta, the Fisherman, the Scavenger, and a terrorist organization known as Ogre, or OGRE. Other recurring members of the Aquaman cast introduced in the series include the well-meaning but annoying Quisp, a water sprite, Dr. Volko, who I remember was in the first live-action Aquaman movie. I think he was also in Zack Snyder's Justice League. That guy is was a trustworthy Atlantean scientist who became Aquaman's royal advisor, and whom Aquaman eventually appoints to be king after leaving the throne himself. And Tula, also known as Aquagirl, an Atlantean princess who was Aqualad's primary love interest. Aquaman is briefly made the leader of the Justice League of America in a storyline in Justice League 228 to 230. An invasion of Earth by a race of Martians occurs at a time when the core members are missing. Aquaman is thus forced to defend Earth with a league much depleted in power and capacity and ability. And he takes it upon himself to disband the Justice League altogether in Justice League of America Annual Number 2. Arthur also relocates the team's headquarters to a reinforced bunker in Detroit, Michigan, after the destruction of the JLA satellite headquarters during the Martian invasion. Aquaman's participation in this new version of the Justice League ended in issue 243 when he resigned to work on his marriage with Mera. And when it comes to most important stuff with Aquaman for the Bronze and Silver Age, well, there you go. And then Gold and Silver Age. Did I just say Bronze? Sorry. That's the most about comic history I'm going to talk about for Aquaman right now. Now is on to just his moves and stuff in this game. So in this game, Aquaman, the one who transports to this Earth, he sees that regime Aquaman is going to give rulership of Atlantis, well, to Superman. And in the Injustice universe, that's because Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, and Shazam, and I think another character I just can't think of right now, they lifted an island, I don't think it was Atlantis, but they lifted an island from underwater and put it in the Sahara Desert to threaten Aquaman with their power, so he would kind of have to comply. I really did like the chapter. You play as Aquaman fully in Chapter 3, and in each chapter in this game you do 4 battles. And I really love the depiction. It's definitely the most badass version of Aquaman so far, I think, even better than the movies, or I should say live-action movies. And then, of course, there's a moment in the story where they're all fighting each other, and he basically calls out a ginormous army of fish, or fish-like creatures. Now, I will admit, I have not read a lot of Aquaman stuff. If I ever was going to, it would be by one of my favorite comic book writers, Peter David, because I know he wrote a 50, around, or a little bit more than 50, when it comes to the tie-in stuff, Aquaman issues in the 90s. And yes, that is when he had a hook for a hand after he got it destroyed. I actually like what they did in the Justice League cartoon of how he got it. Kind of, you know, he was also first appeared in that oh my gosh, DCAU universe in Superman the Animated Series. And that also did a really good depiction of him, I think. Although I guess I don't really read a lot of Aquaman. So, take with that as you will, with my opinion. In this game, I don't really play much as Aquaman because I just don't really like the, I don't know, the character as much as the other ones, especially the villains. But look at this. Different color of Aquaman. So when at the end of these videos, I'm also going to go into the extras and show you guys that stuff with the characters, cause well, this is Injustice. Well, we're about to see something. Oh yeah, let's just watch this super move, Aquaman versus Aquaman. And if you do not know, I'm doing this. I'm playing these levels in the classic mode. And goodbye, buddy boy. Okay, another part I'm going to do, which is going to be right now. I also love that multiple stabbings with this trident. Oh no! It's talking about his moves and just what they look like, etc., etc. So, here we go. The Trident Rush from the deep, Trident Scoop, Water Shield, and Trident Toss. I probably use Trident Toss the most because it's just a long-range attack. And I love the creativity to go with naming these. Flounderfish, Trident Push, Trident Spin, Mare's Fury, Trident Slam, Whirlpool, Surface Dwellers, Sting Ray Sweep, for Neptune, Shark Strike, Rising Trident, and Sea Sweep. And then for air attacks, your Chin Kick, Air Stab, and Trident Jab, and then the forward, and reverse throws. So you can see they have the frames and the move data on there. I think that's kind of worthless to me. I don't really use it. Combo attack, 7 Seas, Aquatic Ace, Marine Marvel, Tidal Wave from the deep depths, Huzzah, Tsunami Slam, Atlantean Strength, Orin Origin, Deep Sea, of course Orin a reference to Ocean Master, for Neptune, Whirlpool. I don't think I've ever used those because I haven't really needed to. And then special moves, Trident Rush from the deep, Water Shield, Trident Scoop, and Trident Toss. Now those are important for trophies, if you want to. And then super move is called Atlantean Rage, and character power is called Water of Life. And you can read these. There's some information on the side, but I'm not all that interested in reading all those. Maybe I'll make another part where I'll be doing it again. And there we go. First health bar for Superman. Danny's always the final fight in this. Ah, yes, Aquaman getting justice for Atlantis. Boom, take that. And we're gonna see him. I know this part right now might be a little bit boring, but hey. Super move. Oh, I love that. I like how they changed the visuals of some attacks from Injustice 1 and Injustice 2 instead of just making them a bit more, polished with different character models. But that is a downside. They just kind of reuse the same attacks. But anyway, take that, Superman. And now we're gonna, listen loudly to his character ending.
Victory over Superman was only the beginning of Aquaman's rise to power. Uniting the world's oceans under the banner of Atlantis, Aquaman had a controlling interest in the planet's ecology and economy. His influence did not escape the attention of the world's multinational corporations, who looked to end his reign. Villains lured by the promise of big money to assassinate the King of Atlantis pursued him relentlessly. But Aquaman's popularity served him well. The world's citizens rose up in anger against those who would quell Aquaman's influence. The threat abated. A groundswell of support began for a united Earth under Aquaman's command.
So there you have it, and now we're going to go into the archives for a whole bunch of extras for Aquaman. So here is Aquaman. There's 4 different suits for him. And on the right side, you can see his what he can do for powers and his history. So, born to a human father and an Atlantean mother, the hybrid Arthur Curry is the rightful heir to the throne of Atlantis and has sworn to protect the surface world against the monstrous dangers of the deep. And if you press X, you get character trophies. I love character trophies. I don't really think these are in games much anymore, but I love them. So, of course, good guy, classic Aquaman. He has a little bit more armor on him than I'm used to, but I guess this is a fighting game, so why not? There you go. I do like this kind of spikes around his neck. That's kind of cool. Alright. Regime Aquaman. Aquaman's contact with the surface has been minimal. He's only recently agreed to align Atlantis with Superman's One Earth regime. Subjugating Atlantis wasn't easy, but was necessary to retain some autonomy. Now, this Aquaman regime and Aquaman normal have the exact same powers. Superhuman strength and toughness, ability to breathe underwater, telepathically control sea life, natural born leader, and controls large bodies of water and flight. And here he is, Regime Aquaman or Evil Aquaman. I don't really like it. I mean, of course he's supposed to look a little bit off, but here you go. I like how he's holding his trident in a different way. But yeah, a lot less cool looking armor, a little bit more plain, but more bulky, if that makes sense. And it looks a little bit more like sea life is crawling all over him, kind of more like seaweed look. I don't really like it, but that's me. Okay, Flashpoint Aquaman. When his father was murdered by Atlantean agents, Arthur Curry was brought to Atlantis. Having never been raised with the lessons of compassion, Aquaman is now a tyrant at war with Wonder Woman and her Amazons. He has superhuman strength, ability to breathe underwater, natural born leader, telepathically controls sea life. Now, he cannot fly in this version. And of course, on the bottom of my screen right now, if you see a red bar like a YouTube video, that is true. It's because the gameplay I upload to a secret channel, and I private the video, and I just take parts from it now, so it is a little bit more clear. I'm basically commentating over it now. It's a lot easier for me. And here is Aquaman Flashpoint, where he's also kind of evil. I remember him killing Shazam. Oh no, wait, that was Wonder Woman. Never mind, but you get it. It is a little bit more classic. I like those fins on the back of his boots. A lot more darker colors. Again, he's holding his trident a different way. He has a large scar on his face, but everything else about that is perfect. I love this look for Aquaman. Very fun. And next up is the Blackest Night. Upon finding his final resting place on land, the Black Power Ring resurrects Aquaman and several of his deceased Atlantean allies. At the conclusion of Blackest Night, Aquaman and several others are fully resurrected. His other power here is just undead. Just add that on there as a power for Blackest Night Aquaman. And this is what he looks like. Definitely like a zombie. I mean, that's the whole point of it. Of course, he still has black pants, and he has the Black Lantern symbol on his belt. He's hunched over like a zombie. I don't think he's holding his trident in that much of a different way, but his face is all messed up. And, oh, the fins are on. It kind of looks like they're more on the side of his boots than right behind him. So there he is, Blackest Night Aquaman. I do hope that the theories or rumors of Injustice 3 being a Blackest Night storyline adapted is true. And now, since we have unlocked the concept art, let's look at Aquaman's concept art. There is only 10, but so what? This guy looks like a normal diver to look for Aquaman. This looks like a little bit better, a little bit more advanced. He is holding his trident in this part, and he has a holster weapon. And then another upgrade is him here with looking like more like a Atlantean underwater monster in that, and the other one as well, except he's wearing a chain. Or no, it doesn't look like a chain. Number 5, here we go. Wow. He's holding a different trident, a lot more bright. And I also think this looks like a good piece of costume design. I don't really like how he's barefoot though. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but you understand me? This is some rough sketches for an Aquaman look, but I don't know if you can read it. It says his claw. He has a claw in the very left stance called the Royal Claw, and he has a Leviathan tattoo under his chest. So that's a little bit more weird of a design, but just more on it. The middle one looks like the most like Aquaman with blue pants, and then the other one is green. That looks like more of the Injustice design they decided to go with. Here is another picture of Aquaman, and another one in black and white. Looks just like the one we got in the game. There we go. That one looks like a colored version. Very nice. That's the Regime Aquaman, if you could not tell. And that is normal Aquaman. So Regime and normal Aquaman side by side. Very cool. You can see armor, less armor, etc. So that was Aquaman's concept art. Now music. They have music for the backgrounds of these areas just for you to listen to whenever you want to. And here is Atlantis Throne Room Alternate. Alright. And we have backgrounds, and of course it's Aquaman, so I feel obliged to look, I mean, what other character can we do for Atlantis? Now this is the Atlantis throne room, and they give you a really cool part to do in this one, so let's just look side by side really fast. Some seahorses, that giant books, you can tell the things you can interact with. Waterfalls in the background, and boom! Destroy! Triangle, this is the biggest one. Boom! Break all the glass, and it just shatters everything that can be destroyed just by tapping triangle a bunch of times. So, now the room's destroyed. Oh well. You saw before and after, that's fine. You see little statues of Atlantean warriors as well, but I guess they're broken. And costumes. Here is Aquaman Regime. You had to buy this one with an access card, so that's why it's separate. And has this shiny background like that you can play it. What am I doing here? Well, look at the background. When you select Aquaman or any character, the very left part of the screen has a little transition. And I just think it looks so cool. And it's little details like that that make me so excited to play. Ammo bubbles come up. We're underwater all of a sudden. And there's a shark. There's some a school of fish. Here's my profile right here. I'm on level 57, over 1,000,000 points. Aquaman is my 8th character I've played as. You can see the stats if you want to pause. And these icons, I'm just looking at Aquaman. Complete any battle with Aquaman. Win 10 matches as Aquaman. And the rest are all locked because I haven't played online in this game ever. And the icon, complete any battle with Aquaman. And complete hours in practice mode. Okay. Win 10 matches as Aquaman. Awesome. You can see that's his logo. Aquaman's very famous logo. What next? Well, really fast as you see on the screen. The Star Labs for Aquaman. Atlantean Warrior. Assassin's Contract. You can pause this and rate them if you want. I've completed some of them. Deathstroke informed you of King of Atlantis, Mission 183, Falling Lasers. I've gotten some stars. I've beaten almost all of them. Back Alley, or at least for Aquaman, except 3, I think, so I guess that's not all of them. Big Smash. I have a total of 160 stars in the Star Labs. Lost Trident. That is probably the hardest one I've tried for Aquaman. No, it definitely is, so, you know, just saying. Hotspots, you fight Black Adam. And if you don't get all stars the first time in the Star Labs missions, Jaws of Life, that one was really easy. You can do it again and get the star you missed. Olympian Champion, wow. Ares has recruited a group of villains to aid him. So I don't know if this is like an aftermath of the main story. It kind of feels like it is. Or just another story added on. And I'm going to do one for you guys because it is very unique and fun. And I think it's a great way to end off this very first fight episode with Aquaman from Injustice 1. So this part is just press buttons in the right order so the shark does not eat you. I don't know if the buttons are the exact same every time so you could practice it. But here we go. We're almost there. We're almost there. And since I've done it before, it only gives me 50 XP. But hey, thank you for watching and have a great day.